The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome to the show. Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks will be with us a little bit later. John O'Brien, president of Catholics for Choice also. You know, Lewis, there are some Catholic groups that actually are not outrageously and irrationally against abortion and contraception. Hard to believe sometimes, but they do exist, and we'll talk to John O'Brien.
Excellent.
I know Lewis is very excited about that particular interview. Did you hear about this, Lewis? You can't carry signs or cameras in the Wisconsin Capitol, but you can now carry a gun.
Mm-hmm. Pretty amazing.
Wisconsin legislators seem to think this is a good idea, and considering how many angry people there are these days, I have to wonder if all of that Koch brothers and ALEC money is destroying what's left of some of these legislators' brains, because it seems to override the logical self-protection interest. Why would you want, if you know so many people in Wisconsin are angry, you would think the last thing as a legislator that you want is anybody walking around with guns. Not the case, though.
So they actually passed this.
Assembly Republicans voted Thursday morning to allow concealed guns on the body's floor and in its public viewing galleries. It passed 5-3. You can imagine the 5 that wanted it were what party?
Republicans.
And the 3 that didn't?
Democrats.
Exactly. Party line vote. Committee of lawmakers voted unanimously to amend the policy also to prohibit the open carrying of weapons such as rifles. So I don't know. Is that an idea? Does that suggest that there's some semblance of a grasp of the real world there still, or is it just an aside?
Well, I mean, their, ideal world, I guess.
Well, it does seem to be their ideal world, because Democrats have pointed out that people aren't allowed to use cameras in the viewing galleries or hold signs. So why is it that they're able to carry guns? And Republicans voted down a Democratic motion to allow signs, but Assembly Speaker Jeff Fitzgerald, who is a Republican, said he might reconsider the question of signs at a later date. My question is, if you can't carry a sign in the Capitol, how do you exercise the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, right? That's one of those rights that the Tea Partiers and the right wing is so obsessed with. How do you do it without signs and in the Capitol?
I guess with a gun.
You think that's what it is?
I don't know. I guess if you're upset, just bring your gun downtown.
Here's a question. Let's say you have a toy gun and it shoots out a flag, and the flag says impeach Scott Walker. Is that welcome in the Capitol? It's kind of a gun, but it also has a sign. It shoots out a sign.
Right. I don't know. You might just have to get some really nice engravings. I don't know.
That's a very good question, actually. Let's say you have a gun, and the gun has a very political message engraved in it, and you just hold the gun up. Is that holding a sign? Would you be arrested for that? I don't know. Very complicated. It's a very complicated question, I have to say.
Right.